Literally B flat. It's
approximately B flat.
Yeah,
we think we've found my key.
Right.
My next guest is probably sitting back there thinking he could have sung that note right on the nose. He fancies himself a superb musician. It's always good to have him here. Would you come back sometime, Ray, and do like a whole lot of show with us? And
oh, sure, man. Yeah? I'll be glad to. Real glad. Thank you, folks. Bless you.
Love that. Any number of times, too. Yeah, here comes the neat half of the odd couple. Well, he's only in town for short times because he's always out in California doing that show. But he's here. We snatched him. Will you welcome, please, the inimitable Tony Randall. How are you, sir?
Fine. Fit.
Where have you just jetted from? You've always just jetted from somewhere.
Just jetted in from the coast.
Ah, the Golden Coast.
Yes. Some of us feel that New York is the coast.
Ah, yes. Did you
hear? A coast.
Did you hear my my support of Ray Charles with Am I Blue? And have you ever heard my singing before? And do you care to hear more of it? And
yes.
Do you have any comments to make on it?
I think you should have a 90-minute.
90-hour.
90-minute session, just you and a few of your hits.
Well, there wouldn't be time for the commercials, would there? What's the latest perversion in Los Angeles? You're always here to report on something.
Ah, yes. Well, this is an anthropological note.
Oh, that's the best kind.
Yes. And you have Margaret Mead on tonight, and perhaps she can interpret it.
I hope.
I can report only on Los Angeles, and only on that very small part of Los Angeles in which I live. I live at a hotel, since my home is here in the East. Now, perhaps this phenomenon is widespread and is common to the entire nation, or for all I know, the entire world.
Living in hotels?
No, what I'm about to tell you.
Oh.
Before I tell you, I must get your attention.
That's right.
But,
try striking me. That usually gets me. No, I was just trying to add to the suspense.
I know.
So you don't know how to tell a story. You got to build it up.
Yeah.
Okay. You're about to spring this.
What I've observed at my hotel, not in the hotel itself, but at the hotel pool, which is observable from my window some, I'd say 35 to 40 paces away.
Do you know the exact number of paces?
It's 39 steps.
Oh,
and I go to the pool only to verify this observation from my window, because I never go down there to swim.
I wonder if we're going to have time to find out what it is.
It is that the girls at the pool are topless. Yes, that woke you up, didn't it?
Now you're picking on him. We're listening.
Yeah, come to think of it, I really would like to see after you said that.
Now, this is on the level. This is absolutely true.
Oh, it's on the level as well, is it?
No. I'm not going to pursue that.
Never mind. What's the statute on that in the area?
That's what I'm trying to find out. And I'm trying to find out if it's nationwide. But I noticed it first last year. This is the truth. And I said to my wife, I believe that girl doesn't have a top on. And my wife said, why don't you go down and get a better look? And I did. And I was right. Now, this girl last year was a well-formed number, always attended closely by the man I presume to be her husband, with 2 small children.
2 small children?
Yeah.
And yet in full view of the guests.
Yes, she was there every day. So I'd go down and walk around the pool. Anyway, this year she's not there, but another one is, who...
How do you know it's another one? No, I mean, she could have changed her wig or...
No, this girl is no more than 17 years old, if that.
Gee.
And formed in an entirely different way. But I'm told...
How so?
She is as, say, a cherry compared to a cantaloupe. They're all to be praised. They're all.
Oh, yes. All to be.
Yes.
What you're saying is, when you come to fruit, you don't discriminate.
It's all delicious, but.
Speaking visually.
Yes.
I think Ray has to leave.
This is.
Well, you brought this up.
No, but I'm not making any of this up. This is absolutely true. And I'm told that now the girls buy bathing suits, the bottoms only, the bottoms of bikinis only.
How strange.
Yeah. And
particularly to a Victorian gentleman like yourself,
yes.
It must seem.
But I wonder, I wish people would write to me and tell me if it's going on everywhere or just in my peculiar little corner of the world.
And what will you conclude if it is? That
I ought to travel more, I suppose.
Ray, I know you do have a plane to catch, and I know you'd like to hear the end of this, but I'll mail it to you.
Yes, you would, man.
We're a marvelous audience, Ray.
Come back every night, just laugh. That's great. Thank you. It's a real pleasure to have you here. I'll say goodbye right now, and we have to take a message, and please do come back.
Oh, sure. Any time.
Love it.
Any
Thrilled
time.
to have
Bless
you
your
here.
heart.
Terrific.
Thank you.
We'll be back. We're back. I was just telling Tony, but he once described a moment that an actor did on stage.
Yes.
That I've never forgotten your description of it. You wrote it in a letter to the Times.
Yes.
And we were just talking in the break about thrilling moments of acting
that you remembered
for some
it.
reason you can't get out of. I believe it was Wilfrid Lawson. Most people don't have the slightest idea who he is, I'm sure. I didn't until a few years ago. He made a movie called The Wrong Box.
That was his last job.
Which was not very well known, and he was in Jonathan Miller's Alice.
Mm-hmm.
The Looking Glass, that was too controversial to be shown on television or something, or too depressing.
He was an English actor, and when he died, I had played with him here in the United States, and we'd kept up a friendship by mail over the years. And when he died, I wrote a letter to the Times about him, just sort of a farewell, as it were. Mm-hmm. And you remembered that. What I spoke about was this. He was the best actor I ever worked with. He was the only actor I ever played with I thought was a genius. I played with some marvelous, marvelous, marvelous actors. Paul Muni, some 600 performances I played with him. Right. But this man had a very, very fine career in England indeed, and he was in many English pictures. You see him in the original Pygmalion, the movie with Leslie Howard. He was Old Doolittle in that.
Oh, was he?
From time to time when you saw him and things, you'd hardly remembered him because he completely changed himself for roles. And this was in the Barretts of Wimpole Street. I was just out of the Army, and I toured in it with Catherine Cornell, and it was a very great company. Brian Ahern was the leading man, and among the younger players were Ann Jackson and Maureen Stapleton and myself and a few others who've become well known. And this man, Lawson, played the father, and he was a revelation to us younger actors. We'd all studied acting, and we'd all had a few years of experience, but we'd never worked with a great actor before, and we thought maybe great acting just existed in the pages of the books we'd studied, or the climactic scene of the Barretts. The father doesn't want his daughter, it's based on actual fact. Elizabeth Barrett doesn't want her to run off with Robert Browning, which she does, and he begs her to stay. And as he begs her, he becomes a little too ardent and realizes, in a frightful moment, the nature of his love for his daughter. It's a very powerful moment in the theater. I played it with several different actors, and the moment always works. They'd always have a big moment of realizing, oh my God, what kind of man am I that this is why I don't want her to run off and get married. Lawson was just totally different. He made no reaction whatsoever when he realized it. Just as he sat there, and he never missed once. I came down and watched his performance to the people, every single performance. As he sat there and realized what he was. The most hideous purple blush rose up his face all the way to his hairline.
Wow.
That's called acting.
Did you ever want to know how he did it? I mean, was it an emotion that he was able to summon night after night? Was it a trick? Did he know how to pull a blush when he wanted one?
I suspect he knew how to pull a blush when he wanted one, but it wasn't that. It was the depth of his immersion in the role. It was total.
Yeah.
And it applied to everything he did. He never acted for the audience. He didn't know they were there. He acted with his back to them, behind a piece of furniture, and never stage center. And the only time I saw him angry, he was a fierce man, but the only time I saw him angry was once when he got a hand on an exit. Subsequently, he left the company and he was replaced by another very fine actor who got a hand on every exit every night, and it was always stage center playing out to the house,
yeah.
And yet seemed to be just as effective, but it was totally different. And his concentration was such that no matter what you were as an actor, he made you his equal.
He just brought you into the scene by the
yes,
power
now,
of his
we
personality.
all as younger actors played his children. We were supposed to be afraid of him. We were afraid of him. He made you frightened of him to the point where you would tremble. And you didn't know you were doing it.
Yeah.
And then when he left and the role was acted by a man, we realized, oh my God, I've got to act frightened of this man every night. I have to put it on, I have to act afraid of him. But we were afraid of Wilfred. He was so real, and his concentration enveloped you. You were in it with him. He made you a good actor.
Gee, that's
extraordinary.
Really, yeah.
And I've been an actor, I'm not going to tell you exactly how long, but it's over 30 years.
Really?
Yes.
Well, then how old are you?
I've been a professional actor earning my living since I was 18. And that's over 30 years ago. But I never had that experience but that one time with him.
Yeah. Gee. To be moved by that much greatness.
To be made as good as he.
To be on stage with somebody. I've had about, I worked in summer stock a little bit and all. I really never got any work as an actor, but I was on stage with Mildred Dunnock, who could thrill you right there on the stage to the point where you thought, I can't go on with this. She's so moving, or, you know. And that's, it is conceivable. You don't see how it could be possible until it happens to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have another moment?
Another moment?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Okay.
Let me take this message and then we'll work it in later. We have a message from our local station. We'll be right back.